They protect global interests. They carry out a special mission. They represent their country. They're always composed in courteous. Ambassadors, their personal and professional life. Watch Persona Grata. According to the journal Global Finance, a small state of Qatar, located on the warm shores of the Persian Gulf, is considered to be the richest country on the planet today. If we denote this wealth in figures, it will be a measure of GDP per capita, exceeding the amount of 145,000 US dollars. By the way, Luxembourg, which occupies the second place in the top of the rich countries, has a GDP per capita slightly less than $100,000. That is 1.5 times less. The impressive wealth of Qatar is based, of course, on its hydrocarbon subsoil gifts. This state ranks third in the world in terms of natural gas reserves. It is the largest supplier of liquefied natural gas, a major exporter of oil and oil products. In the light of absolutely friendly foreign policy of Kazakhstan, it is not surprising that our relations with Qatar are built on the basis of friendly and mutual interest, as well as with all the rest of the Gulf countries. We had a chance to talk to the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Kazakhstan in Qatar, Askar Shokabayev, on the status and potential of the cooperation of Qatar and Kazakhstan.
У нас налажен весьма конструктивный, добрый диалог с государством Катар.
We have established a very good constructive dialogue with the state of Qatar. Qataris are very fond of Kazakhstan. They're very interested in our country. They want to go to vacation here, even for tourist purposes. They want to establish a business. Just recently, a new Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the state of Qatar has been appointed, who oversees relations with our country. He had a very interesting and promising idea to hold regular ministerial consultations at the level of deputy foreign ministers. I think that this idea too will find support from the Kazakh side, and our work will be conducted on an ongoing basis.
Заместителей министров иностранных дел. Я думаю, что эта идея тоже найдет поддержку с нашей стороны, с казахстанской стороны, и эта работа будет на постоянной основе проводиться.
The state of Qatar is a very small by its area, just over 10,000 square kilometers. The population 2.5 million people. The vast majority of them are migrant workers. Despite the fact that the welfare of Qatar has hydrocarbon nature, the current leadership of the country clearly understands that the development of the state should not be based only on the export of black and blue gold. Today, Qatar's priority to diversify the economy. There's an active work on the creation and transfer of innovative technologies, industrial development. Special emphasis is on the development of tourism.
На сегодняшний день государство Катар, она везде заявляет о том, что не развивает туризм. Об этом ярко свидетельствует то, что и города там развиваются, отели.
Today, the state of Qatar states everywhere they can that they're developing tourism. It clearly indicates the fact that the cities are developed. They build hotels. The tourist infrastructure is developed. A lot of money allocated to these projects. Well, I can say in one word that Doha is the city of constant construction. They have every quality to expect that in the near future Qatar will become a tourist destination, because the country is located on the shores of the Persian Gulf, as well as Dubai, which is favored by many of our citizens. There are very good hotels, by the way. I would like to note that the prices are very reasonable for the hotel accommodation.
Есть очень хорошие отели. Кстати, я хотел бы заметить, что цены достаточно приемлемые за проживание в гостиницах. Сегодня Катар больше внимания уделяет.
Today, Qatar pays more attention to business tourism, holding various forums, conferences, exhibitions. Almost every week they hold big international events with regard to conventional tourism, which we used to say. I think that probably closer to 2020, they will be ready to take large flows of tourists after they finish building all of its strategic assets. Now the main task of the state of Qatar is holding the World Cup in 2022. This is a very important event, a unique event. This is the first in the history of the championship, which will be held in the east, in a hot country, and that will take place not in the summer, as it was accepted. It will be held in November-December.
2022 года это очень большое значимое событие, уникальное событие. Это первый в истории вообще футбол, который будет проходить на Ближнем Востоке, в жаркой стране, и который будет проходить не летом, традиционно, как это принято. Он будет первый раз в жизни проводиться в ноябре, декабре. И страна очень сильно готовится к этому мероприятию. Там вот строится 8 ультра.
And the country is preparing meticulously. 8 ultra-modern stadiums were built, a special sports academy. I believe that we must learn from this experience, because Qatar has created a unique academy, where their children and young teenagers are trained with the best coaches from Spain, the Netherlands and Germany. Today they're teenagers, and after 6 years they will be players in the national team of Qatar. Also, there is a sports clinic at the academy that welcomes many of the most famous athletes.
Сегодня они подростки, а через 6 лет они будут уже игроками сборной государства Катар. Также при этой академии создана очень хорошая спортивная клиника, которая принимает у себя самых именитых спортсменов.
It is interesting that the economic prosperity in Qatar is based on the human factor. In particular, it is associated with the name of Emir Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, who in 1995, through peaceful coup, deposed his father from the throne. Effectively implementing a number of important economic reforms, he laid the foundation for a future that has already happened, the future in which Qatar became the richest country in the world. Today the country is ruled by the son of Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, who successfully continues to build a successful state.
Нынешний мэр шейх Тамим бин Хамад Аль Тани – это молодой человек, очень приятный, очень образованный. Кстати, хотел бы заметить, что он очень влюблен в Казахстан.
Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani is a very nice young man. He's very educated. By the way, it should be noted that he's in love with Kazakhstan, loves our country. At every meeting he emphasized, he stressed his respect for our president, for our people, for our country. Our political cooperation is at a very high level. This is eloquently confirmed by every kind of support that the state of Qatar expresses towards the variety of our country's international initiatives, and of course the head of our state. The first is the Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions, which from the beginning has received the full support of Qatar. And Qatar is not only supports this initiative, but also is actively involved in this process.
Главы нашего государства, в первую очередь, это съезды лидеров мировых традиционных религий, которые с самого начала получили полную поддержку со стороны государства Катар. И Доха сегодня является не только просто страной, которая поддержала эту инициативу, но она является активным участником этого процесса.
Since 2013, since the beginning of the reign of the new Emir of Qatar, our leaders have met twice already. Although bilateral relations, of course, have a long history. One of the first Qatari projects in Kazakhstan, one of the first buildings of the new capital of Kazakhstan, Astana, Mosque Nur Astana. Middle Eastern France allocated for its construction about $10 million. And this perhaps is minor compared to how much Qatar is going to invest in joint projects in the future. For example, there is an agreement on joining the Qatari Investment Fund in Kazakhstan's Infrastructure Fund. Infusion size $100 million that will be spent on the implementation of strategic infrastructure projects in our country.
Что касается инвестиционного сотрудничества, наверное, все знаете, что Катар – это одна из немногих стран в мире, которая сегодня на фоне глобального экономического кризиса.
With regard to investment cooperation, then probably everyone knows that Qatar is one of a few countries that is now on the background of the global economic crisis has a huge investment potential. Not for nothing, there are more than 100 foreign embassies and representative offices are accredited in Doha. And virtually every foreign institution's purpose in Doha is to establish investment cooperation. And it should be noted that the Qataris are reluctant to these things. I must say that a major role is played by the Qatari Investment Fund, the policy of Qatar, which is aimed at large-scale prospective investment projects abroad.
Большую роль здесь играет Катарский инвестиционный фонд, сама политика государства Катар, которая направлена на инвестирование в перспективные масштабные проекты за рубежом.
Another significant point in the investment component of the Kazakh-Qatari relations, at the end of 2015, the country signed an agreement to establish a joint venture for the production of solar panels. The projected volume of investments is about $500 million. With this help, production of panels available in eastern Kazakhstan would increase by almost 20 times. This is a very big project. At one time, when President Nursultan Nazarbayev visited the state of Qatar, there was a brief presentation of the project. The head of state supported this project. Project cost is about $500 million. The project is scheduled for 2017, the year of the Astana International Exposition. This fact is not accidental, given that the theme of Expo in Astana, Energy of the Future. By the way, Qataris also participate in the construction of Expo exhibition facilities. In addition, in the near future, a school named after Sheikh Tamim will appear on the map of Kazakhstan capital. Construction of the institution will cost the Qatari side approximately $13 million.
Мектеп бұл жай кәдімгі қарапайым мектеп болады. Кез келген
It will be a simple, ordinary school. Every family will be able to send their children to study in the school. Regarding the timing of the construction of the school, it will be built in the period from 2016 to 2017. As I said earlier today, both the Rakimat of Astana City and the Development Fund of Qatar, they set up working groups. They perform specific tasks in this regard. Therefore, it will be resolved soon.
Бұл мәселе жақын шешіліп қалады. Я встречался с министром образования государства Катар. Были обсуждены такие идеи, как...
I met with the Minister of Education of the state of Qatar. We discussed the ideas such as exchange of students and teachers of higher educational institutions of both Kazakhstan and Qatar. As a graduate of the Faculty of Oriental Studies, as the Arabist, it was natural for me. It was important to set up with the Qataris a platform for training of our students, Arabists.
Стажировок наших студентов-арабистов. Аскада қазір өте қызықты
Other mutually beneficial projects for both countries are also in consideration. Now, air service is a very important area for cooperation. For example, to organize direct flights between the two countries. Qatar's party is now fully ready for this. The company Qatar Airways, as you know, is one of the 5 best companies in the world. They are very interested in flying to Kazakhstan. Now negotiation on this matter between the two countries is underway. From the southern borders of Kazakhstan to Qatar, it is about 2 hours of flight. As you know, our southern regions are known for excellent harvest of natural and tasty vegetables. However, the Qataris carry vegetables from more distant countries, including countries in South America and Europe. And Qataris would like to import, for example, Kazakhstan's meat, but even this is not yet happening. The stumbling block, transportation issues. They have not yet been resolved, so that the mutual interest of the business community of the two countries has moved from the stage of numerous intentions to specific transactions. Statistics of currently existing trade turnover of Kazakhstan's with Qatar is surprisingly modest, a little more than $450,000 in 2015. Previously, the figure was even more insignificant.
In
this respect, certainly, we have nothing to be proud about. It is necessary to conduct rigorous work to increase trade, the development of trade and economic cooperation between our countries. This is a very promising market, I believe. The market of the Persian Gulf is today a very wealthy and rich country. We would love to cooperate with it. Trade is yet weak area of bilateral cooperation. It is expected that the scheduled opening of air links in the near future will positively impact our mutual trade. Also, at this point, the railway communication is already solved, say the experts. We're talking about the relatively recently completed construction of a railway connecting Kazakhstan with one of the Iranian ports in the Persian Gulf. Once this railroad branch will start to work, perhaps statistical data on trade relations of Kazakhstan with Qatar will be much higher than today.